back to MyView TV, the people's platform, the home of undiluted news, reviews, updates, and your daily dose of entertainment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in your cheer for me. Everything what you see up my natural talent. Man, me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, me.
Wagwan, my people. Hope everybody doing okay. Hope everybody doing alright. Give thanks to life from the gathering. Mr. Paper, me I look at transfer. Big idiot Manchester United. All the thing them know for do, I stress out people. Big Sunday, you know. They have my boy here, cuss. But I'm not come for talk about still. I kick back to them and say, yo, one discussion I go on in the group. And I say, watch out, man. In one of the group, them, I should say. I go make the ear wagwan, power wagwan, cause him and them don't want to breed nothing, you know. I know man them don't want to breed, them only want to do up them body, you understand? Alone Muckins business a go on. The birth rate a drop. Keep it relax and watch your one power wagwan, and then listen one and two of the people that in the group come talk, because of that video.
I've been wanting to make this video for months now, and today I just had to put the time aside because the message is so very important. As a matter of fact, it is a warning, and it is simple. Jamaican women need to start having children, and they need to start having children now. I noticed I didn't say should or want or anything like that. I said need. Jamaican women need to start having children, or else we are going to suffer. Right? And I'm not talking about Jamaica suffering in the macro aspects of it. We'll talk about the economy, etc. I'm talking about you and I. There's going to be pain and suffering. So let me just kind of break this down for you. Jamaica's birth rate has fallen to 1.9. Now, for a society to have a stable population, they need a birth rate of 2.1, or at least 2 children per woman, right? Now, what this means for us is that we are going to very soon have a chronic shortage of people in our population. So when we talk about 30-40 years from now, we're going to have a huge issue, because with all that has happened in society and all our liberation, etc., the biology of man has not changed. And so it is still once a man and twice a child. And so when it is that we get older, 30, 40 years from now, those of us who are, 35 and 30 and over 40, that sort of thing, then we are not going to have any caregivers, yeah? Now, this is a problem that many countries have been facing, and the more developed countries, they have found ways of coping. But I dare say to you that these coping strategies will not work for us, because we are a small, poor country. And so whereas Canada and the US could find ways to import labor so that they could have caregivers for the elderly, we won't be able to import labor, because Jamaica just does not have the pull factors necessary to pull a person from them yard to come to Jamaica to come and look after our elderlies as caregivers. It's as simple as that. We don't have it. You understand what I'm saying? And so if it is that we are going to have persons later on, nurses, if we're going to have doctors, if we're going to have people just to help us when it is that we're at our worst, to give us a drink of water, we need to start having children so that we can have caregivers. Now, I know many persons will misconstrue this message to say, oh, so we must just have children so we can have caregivers. Yeah, I know persons will say that, but I will say to you that if we do not give of ourselves right now so that we can have children and spend time to grow and nurture and love them, when it is that we are going to be in need of nurturing and caring, we will have nobody. It's as simple as that. And no matter how we want to postulate and posit and talk about what should be, the reality of it won't change. Yeah, life is as it is. And I will say to you that there are others that are asking me, why am I speaking to the women? Why am I not talking to the men? Yeah, because there are many women, if they find the right man, a man that is a good man, that proves himself to be a protector and a provider, even if they're not wealthy, they would have their children and they would move forward. It is just that there is such a chronic shortage of men like these. Yeah, so they're saying, talk to the men, don't talk to the women. But I have to speak to the women. One, because women are the ones that have children. And two, when we think about the persons who will sit and think about the future, who are planning about what's going to happen to their lives, when they're 65 and 70, it's not men. Most men don't look past them nose. You know, there are some out there that don't even intend to live past 40, even though they are living to 70 and suffering. They're not thinking about it. It's women who are thinking about it. And so I have to get the message to women to say, hey, we have to find a way to start having children. We have to change this psyche. We have to change this particular view that, you know, I'm choosing happy, so I'm not going to have children. Mash down that lie. When did it become that children will automatically mean that your life is going to change for the worse? That has not been my experience at all. At all. You understand what I'm saying? Nor is it true that you have to be wealthy to have children. When did we get to the point that where we believe that our rich childhood is the only good childhood? No, I will say to you that I try my best to give my children all that I can. You understand? And so, you know, the things that they are able to do, I didn't even dream of. But that doesn't mean that they're happier than I was. They might be as happy as I am, but I can tell you that they aren't more loved than I was, that they aren't as, you know, more happy than I was growing up. And I was blessed as a child. I was loved, I was supported, and we were poor, we were not wealthy. And so I'm not saying that we ought to be poor and have children. I'm saying plan for children. I'm saying that if you are 25, your next 10-year plan must include 2 children, because we're going to need children and therefore adults later on, unless if we don't get that, sorry, we're going to suffer pain and suffering. And if you're 30 and 35, you're living in your future right now, you need a 3-year plan. You understand what I'm saying? To have children. Yeah? And so I don't know if the solutions that I can give to you as to how we're going to get to the point where women are having children are going to be the best solutions. Yeah, but at least the conversation needs to start. That persons with brighter minds than I, you know, bigger brains than I, can come up with the sort of solution that can save us from ourselves. Because the norms and values that we're developing right now, where we are against childbearing and against child rearing, is going to lead to sufferation. You know what I'm saying? Me and you, physical. Because remember, we are living longer and dying slower. And when I say we're dying slower, it's because we're having this whole heap of ailments. Yeah? So even though we are alive, we're not really living. We are just dying, and we're going to need persons to assist us. And if we don't have children, when we say pain and suffering. And so I am saying today, spread the message far and wide. I am saying if you're 25, 26, 27, 28, if you're 35, it's urgent. The time is now. Jamaican women need to start having children. You understand? And if you're against this message, say something. You know, as my friend would say, come fight me. Because at least then the conversations would begin and we can start getting to a point where we have solutions, because there is a change that is necessary. I had forgotten to add that those of us who believe that we're fine because we're putting money away for our care when we get older need to also remember that with the scarcity of labor, the price of care is going to be so high that the little pension that you have won't be able to afford you care. Yeah, because there are so many of us that are comfortable that, okay, fine, I don't have any children, but I have the money that I will be able to get somebody to look after me. Who? Because nobody not having children either. So who are you going to pay, and just how are you going to afford it? Yeah, we need babies in bellies. That's all I'm saying here. We need to start discussing what are the ways, what are the solutions, what are the things that we need to be putting in place over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years so that we can get babies in bellies and children that are loved and nurtured and grown into adults that can give that same sort of nurturing and loving when it is needed.
We have a little argument concerning this, because you see, what she say are true, It is so true at the second time. Even tough time come out nowadays and say the birth rate a drop. But me look upon this as a conflict of interest in many ways, because although this is true and the future look a little bit rough upon Jamaica right now, the birth rate low, and we have so much Indian and Chinese in the country, especially Indian them. Indian, that's what people love take over, Yes, them a ramp. You understand? And them now ramp to run the soursop juice and fat up for them woman them. So you're gonna find out, so we're gonna get less and them are gonna get more over a period of time, over a period of 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, if God delay, that going to happen. No. This is what made the government to say. The birth rate low. No. You have to understand, people are think, especially the younger people, them know, the younger professionals, them have come up, the nurses, the doctors, the teachers, young teachers, them, you know, all them young professionals coming up now. Them are think and them are trying their best to think logically concerning them own life. Because I tell you what happened. You see, when it comes down to life, and when life hard, especially when our economy stay, it breeds selfishness. Because people are going to start say, boy, you know, me only earn 150,000 a month. When we go fling on one picnic on that, and if you desire to send them go to a good school, you know, send them in a certain school for get mixed up with certain kids to where we say are going right now. That's a reality. You have to force easily you send them in a good primary school, which is very few. You don't have a lot of good primary school. I can name out a couple of them, but it's not a lot. Very few good primary school, but that is very similar to a prep school. So most people sacrifice and send them pick their prep school and do as money no normal. I think the regular one them in the carpet here between Kingston and St. Andrew. 100,000, 150,000 them money there. Some of them are nearly 200,000 a term. You understand? That's not easy for the parents. So most people are choose don't have only one pitney. Some now have none. And the fact remains, you see, are just the poorer class of people them know, like really garrison people now, really still have a whole heap of pitney where them can't afford to maintain. And the government also see that the garrison kids who have come out of the garrison now going to be really productive member to society. At least if you split the numbers, I don't know the number because I don't do no research, but common sense tell me say out of 100% of people in the garrison, you might find out, say, probably about 30% might be productive, 30%, I don't think 40% might be come out to be productive members of society. And that is the reality. 70% of them might go into gangs and because that is the culture of the garrison right now. And the ones them will do this type to lift up them head. A lot of them, not all, a lot of them become victims to gangs. Because them want to recruit them. And if them don't want to get recruited because they want to stick with them education and go through and go school, then brand them as informers and then eventually them gonna kill them. You understand? This is the pressure where the youth them go under in the garrison. All who no want to join gang have to join gang because them under threat. Because them need the manpower for fight other gangs. And the either than them need the manpower for send out man for film behalf to cover film own backside. So it's a lot of factors and variables to see why people don't want to have picnic. So enough of them, me lay this again at the government foot. The both governments, both this sorry my language, but this nasty political tribalism, segregation of politics, nasty political culture we need to cut out because of them people, them reason why the middle class and upwards don't want to have no picnic. You understand? No, the upper class, them I think logical, them I think, although them have the money, you know, them can't able to take care of probably 1 dozen picnic, you know. But them not do it. The most you might see uptown people have, the most is between 3 and 4. Most of them are 1 and 2. You understand? Yes, middle class, no. See, you might only find 1 and 2. Some of them now have none. Most people are telling us them no want to picnic because the additional expense right now. Plus, for the meals them are run fire too. Because what? As them before they picnic them even ban them, I end up in a courthouse with picnic. As them ban them, a father the US. Them give the father a chance. You understand? If you be a good father. The mother, them as them and the man split up, so the man get a bun or the man them left and the man gone to a different woman and whatever the case may be, she run down a court and put the man under pressure. So there's a lot of things that cause it to go down. The government need to help to address. The government alone can't do it. I agree, but them can enforce a lot of things, but can kind of force some things, some laws, and force people hand to do some things. Until them do that, people not have no interest if you have no pitney. People not have no interest. And one thing Jamaican people are focused on now, both males and females, especially females now, money. And them no want no pitney come involved with their money. I come take from them. If you take up a child right now, it's way too expensive. And the government now make it no better for Jamaicans. So why all you think people are going to have pitney? Yeah? Nobody not going to have pitney. It's sad, but it's true.
Good morning, ones and ones. 5 years ago, I think that was before the corona, the so-called corona. Yeah. I tell my youth them, I may have a set of youth where they move with me because, you know, the consciousness, them say something positive. Some youth in their 20s, 30s where could have be something else, but show them have the influence of I and them grow up good. Yeah, I say birth rate I go fall due to what go on, you know. But I never know nothing about COVID coming in, you know. But may I see all the technology at work, and may I see all the people in my work. Because I realize that the plan is fit. Dead off people, long before COVID, realize that the plan is fit. Analyze people then. You see me deal it? Yeah. I remember when I watched a movie about 10, 15 years ago where them say some look African village of one woman who was pregnant. Because the whole world, everybody dead out. When I say dead out, no youth now born. I could put it that way then. People are alive but no youth now born. The movie starts the last baby is now 19 years old. And we are wondering what will happen to the world. And then them finally come on in Africa with pregnant. And I hell boss the world. Every country want to find her to find out how she pregnant. So when me see where they say the birth rate thing fall to 1.9, me I say yes, see it there. And me have to show the youth them say, some would have tell them 5 years ago. Now, woman really want to have pick me again. And there's more than one reason. You see, due to the violence we are going, the woman them not see no future for them pick me. But tell you something. You see, the woman them, are them control the world. Let me say control. Without them, with nothing not go on. You see me I deal with. And you see, if them mind not sickle on certain things, it not go work. And if mama say, just like in a slavery when they used to buck break way and mommy say, boy, it didn't make no sense, she breed. Them have to carry a man go breed her like a cow. Them woman don't want to born no picnic if come in a walk go on right you know and it will get worse. It's a mindset in a them head. Say it don't make no sense we born no youth because I'm go suffer, I'm go turn gunman or batman or some shit. You see me I deal with. So coming right down the line. And then the man them again they even want mine and you, them breed them and gone. Because them a say, every man a turn gunman, you know. So if me even get a baby father, I want gunman, so him soon dead or him gone. So a psychology a go on. They have some set of woman them at the little pool sitting there like a dog shit too them have go up on a walk a girl them picnic. So you see the mindset of we right now, it's the way where this birth rate thing I go right down to 1.2 or sitting. Watch. They soon give you the whole. Give me to the youth them. You know say we didn't call some people and give you the whole of the bed them out of Jubilee. Because nobody now come here and they nearly dead with love. Them say you see you soldier a pay trouble again. You know. But the truth is the truth. It a go drop lower. Yeah, sorry to say.